Merrimack TV content may no longer be available on YouTube. To continue watching our programs, please download the Merrimack TV app from your device's app store. Programs may also be available at merrimacktv.com.
Good evening, everyone. It is 6:30 p.m. This is the April 28th Merrimack Conservation Commission meeting. All permanent members are here, so no substitutions are needed. First order of new business tonight is Felipe Goncalves, applicant and Premier Commercial Properties LLC. Review for recommendations to the planning board regarding a waiver of full site plan review to change the use of a site from a pharmacy to a church. The parcel is located at 420 Daniel Webster Highway in the C2 Commercial Town Overlay, Elderly Housing, and Aquifer Conservation Districts. Tax map 5D-4, lot 3-1. Are they here? Okay. You can come up here. Take a seat and just press on the microphone stand the push button so that the little green light comes up. And can you state your name for the record?
Hi, my name is Felipe Goncalves.
Okay.
Can I get your street address as well?
Do you live in Merrimack?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
So his
Thank you.
address.
Anybody want to get started, or I've got?
Oh, you can get started if you'd like.
It's good to see that you're interested in. Good to see you're interested in making use of that property. Just so, whenever there's a new development going on, we request that any landscaping not include invasive plants, that any fertilizing include no phosphorus, especially with the river so close by, and that any snow removal be performed by a Green Snow Pro certified contractor. And we'll pass those comments on to the planning board, but that would go for any development in town.
Okay.
Yep. No, you can go.
I saw the added snow storage location, and we commented last time, you weren't here, but we briefly mentioned that we were concerned about the location of snow removal because we believe that part of the property slopes down to the river, and we don't want the snow to melt into the river because it often contains contaminants from the
So we should
driveway.
push those areas maybe to the side, more towards the body shop, I believe, is on that other side.
What is generally done when? Removal. So removal from the site.
Snow removal.
So that's where
Because if you push it to the side, then now you're potentially causing water drainage onto their property,
Okay.
which is equally a problem.
And you own this property?
No,
No.
Premier
Is it the same
Commercial
owner?
Services only.
Oh, is that the same owner of the adjacent property?
No, I don't.
No,
I
it's
don't
not.
think so.
Yep.
It's hard to tell from this grading. It definitely looks
Yeah.
like that probably is graded.
I
toward
looked
the
at a
road.
topographical map, which I don't know how accurate it was, but it did show slanting all the way down to the river from there.
Is
I've
it
hiked there, and there is a reasonable grade down to
Okay.
the river.
Yeah.
Is it possible to maybe compromise on something partial, like towards the front of the property? It can get pushed over the curb, and then for that back area and that bigger parking lot, just to kind of minimize as well, the cost on removal every time it snows. And I'd also be curious to know what they do next door with the diner property and over.
The DW Diner?
Yeah. So
building.
so we can also get some, direction and get the.
Find out what they do.
Yeah.
I would contact them or the management of that
Yeah.
building directly. I don't know what they do, but it would certainly be of interest because you have the same,
Yeah.
the same slopes, the
Mhm.
same area of land.
There are a lot of parking places there. I don't know if, snow could be stored on one of those impervious paved surfaces.
Okay.
Right.
That would be an option
take
as
care
well.
of
Yeah, if during the winter you sort of lose two or
Yeah.
so spaces.
And that's okay because we're going for maximum occupancy, but we don't have nearly the number to occupy all those parking
Yep.
spaces. at the moment right now. And
Yep,
we
so
also
that's an
have, one of the things that was brought up in planning was to have extra parking in case you do have one of those, like, Easter Sunday, Super Bowl of church days, pretty much, and everybody decides to come, that you get some, extra parking so that you don't disturb the street or you don't cause any
Yeah.
problems with the businesses next door. So I think I could talk to the engineer and maybe have that area moved forward so we can use some of those middle spots
Yep.
and store it there and then park the cars around.
As I see, you've already spoken to the plaza next door to rent spaces if
Yes.
necessary, so, good.
Yeah, because that whole slope, all the way across the property you're talking about, so they may have a snow storage, because
Yeah.
it's running towards them already.
Yeah.
So, like you've
Yeah,
already,
finding that.
already reached out to them to strike up a deal on parking, you may,
Yeah,
you may
we
be
have
able
the
to find a place
contact,
to-
so we can go.
Okay.
I don't suppose anyone knows like what Rite Aid was doing before, because this was a Rite Aid before.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, they must have had some sort of policy, but can't say I know that.
I'll be
offhand.
honest, I've never seen a Rite Aid parking lot completely full, so they probably just used a few parking spots.
No, that Rite Aid went in. When did it go in?
Rite Aid, I don't know, I want to say like 20 years ago.
At least.
It was still in the wellhead protection, or still in the aquifer protection area, so it had to come before us, or the
Yeah.
board at the time.
I don't think it was sold, it would have been grandfathered into whatever policy, so, yeah.
I'll have to see.
So they must have had some sort of policy in place. Are there any other concerns that?
And if I recall, the general grade of that area of property is from bottom to top along the road, so that there would be some flow. I'm sure the parking lots are probably level, but if you chose the north side of the parking lot, it would probably drain down onto the adjacent property. I'm sure a competent snow removal service understands all of that.
Yeah.
But if I recall, that's going up that hill near Railroad Ave.
Yeah, it's pretty much change of use.
Mhm. Okay, so have you gone before the planning board yet?
Yes, zoning and planning already.
Okay, so just waiting on our recommendation.
Yeah.
So how should I word it to the planning board? Should I just say about the snow
Yeah,
storage?
the snow removal's concerning.
Yeah.
That is going to drain directly into the river, and that's gonna be scrapings of whatever salt and
So we
whatever comes up-
recommend-
whatever comes up off the parking lot.
So we recommend another
Yeah, it's gonna have to be left
snow
up on the
solution be
pavement
found.
and handled by their drains.
And then the no phosphate fertilizer.
Oh, is that
For
not
lands-
mentioned?
For landscaping.
For landscaping.
Any additional landscaping should be
Mhm.
done.
Okay.
Not a lot of place for landscaping.
Yeah.
Some sort of shared address.
Yeah, if I recall, the Rite Aid really doesn't have any landscaping on the property itself.
No.
Except the natural trees in the back.
Very minimal. Just a little bit in the front where you take that left or right turn at the light.
Was considered grass-ish.
Something. It's something.
All right.
Okay, so we have the snow storage, and what was the second one? Sorry,
Fertilizer.
fertilizer, right? Okay, I will go ahead and later tonight, I will email the planning board, just letting them know that we'll go through with our recommendation, provided that some changes are made that snow storage is addressed so that it does not drain into adjacent properties. We recommend some sort of snow removal service. And any future landscaping will have no phosphate, solar release nitrogen. Am I saying that right?
And just say no phosphate fertilizer.
Yeah, no
leave
phosphate
the
fertilizer,
details to the
yeah.
landscape people.
Okay. But other than that, we're good to go, so I will email the planning board tonight.
And we can try to work out a way to use the parking spaces, right? Just so I can have the engineers start working on that already?
Yep.
To use
Yep.
parking for snow storage? Okay.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is Marianne Picard and Rachel Cecile Picard, Revocable Trust, applicant/owner. Review for acceptance and consideration of a site plan to raise an existing single-family dwelling and construct a 3-unit multifamily building. The parcel is located at 44 Daniel Webster Highway in the I-1 Industrial Aquifer Conservation and Planned Residential Overlay Districts, Tax Map 2E, Lot 1. Can you check, make sure the green light is on for your microphone in front of you?
Yes.
Okay.
Green light on. You need to push it to top or?
No,
Just make sure it's on so they hear you.
Could you push it? Just make sure it should light up.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
There you
It
go.
often looks like it's on, but it's not
Oh,
really.
okay. Now the green light is bright.
All right.
All right, Jim Donison, Northeast Engineering, representing the applicant owner to convert the Lot 2E, tax map 2E Lot 1, which is 13,000 square feet, from one single-family house to 3 units with 6 parking spaces, has water and sewer, and all drainage will be directed to leaching chambers as they, which will intercept it before it goes onto the roadway.
Anyone want to start?
I love the note. It's page 7, big, no hay or hay mulch products to be utilized on site. That's awesome. So, but real quick, there's you got a comment on your general construction notes, A9 on page 7.
A9 on page 7.
Yeah, I'm not sure I understand what it's saying. I just want to make sure that. Yeah, it's going to be a lot easier to read on that than this.
It says straw and/or hay
You're right.
mulch.
Yeah, but just want to make.
Okay, A9.
Yep.
Straw and/or hay mulch shall be mowings of acceptable herbaceous growth, free from noxious weeds and stems, and shall be dry.
We like this one that says no hay or hay mulch products to be used. We just want to make sure that the narrative agrees with the caption.
Okay. So would you suggest that that just be changed to no hay
Just
Just
straw.
no, just straw products?
Yep.
Okay.
And you, further down in the vegetative measures, you make a note of testing for soil before fertilizing. And that's something we definitely recommend, because if you're just broadcasting 10-10-10 or other fertilizers, you may not even need it.
Yep, which one you at?
In particular, I was looking at 2B.
2B, okay.
But,
Fertilizer
yeah,
dash.
but you make a note further down about testing first. And 3B,
3B.
which we like that, the testing first, so you make sure you're only fertilizing what you need. But this is in the aquifer protection area, it's well out of the wellhead, so we prefer to have the slow release phosphorus. So the middle number just needs to be as low as possible and the slow release.
Okay.
On
You have
7.
a-
Yep.
You have a suggestion on wording for this? We can just change it to whatever you recommend.
Use of low phosphate fertilizer is
Slow- yeah,
recommended at all.
Yeah, slow release, low phosphate fertilizers.
Slow release, low phosphate.
Use of slow release, non-phosphate or low?
Low.
Low, okay, low phosphate. Shall be used. Okay? So we'll change note B to that, to say that. Okay.
Question, it looks like the new building will be slightly smaller than the footprint of the original house, if I'm reading this map correctly, by about 2 to 4 feet.
Well,
Looking on page 3, or is that the minimum setback? I can't
Yeah,
tell what
that's the
kind
minimum
of
setback.
dotted line that is.
so here's the existing plan. There's
Okay.
the existing
Ah,
ground,
all right, thank you.
And there's the proposed, so its footprint will be slightly bigger.
And all of the other area is currently permeable? It's grass or?
Presently?
Or trees or
Presently?
something? Yes,
Yes, except there's a paved driveway that enters the property.
thank you.
I remember that lot being relatively flat. You get a proposed retaining wall on the
Yes.
high side. Is that retaining wall, really? Retaining
It's,
wall? Or just a
it's
barrier?
probably 2 feet high.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just a drop wall. They might be able to grade it without a retaining wall.
cool.
Any other concerns that anyone else had? Okay, so, as I said before, have you gone before the planning board, or when do you?
No, next week.
Next week, okay. Okay, so I will make sure to get that to the planning board tonight. Okay, yeah, so I'll email the planning board tonight. So just clarifying that the hay and/or straw note should just say only straw, no hay, and also specify low phosphate slow release fertilizer. And I'll get that to Robert Best tonight. And then, you can move forward with
Okay,
the
wonderful.
plan.
Thank you.
Thank you. I feel like we're shortchanging, we have all the maps.
Let's go off.
That's all right. Thank you.
So I remember the address and the picture.
Okay, that moves us on to Ferris Enterprises LLC, review for acceptance and consideration of a site plan to construct a two-story, 9,870 square foot office warehouse building with associated site improvements. The parcel is located at 101 Herrick Street in the C2 General Commercial, I1 Industrial, and Aquifer Conservation Districts, tax map 3D-2, lot 20.
Good evening. My name is Chris Gaida.
Can you just make sure that the lights are on?
There it
Yep.
goes.
Okay.
My name is Chris Gaida with Fieldstone Land Consultants, and Matt Ferris, the applicant, the owner, is with me as well. This property, I suspect most of you are familiar.
It looked very familiar.
There's been a couple of reiterations here. We started a number of years ago with a My Box facility, was going to go in there, and that never materialized, and then there was another plumbing, Joyce Plumbing and Heating, that was going to go in there, and that didn't either, and that was, I believe, sold to Ferris, which is the same, it's a plumbing and heating shop, so basically the same use. I'm gonna, I don't know if I can talk up here, if it'll still get picked up or whatever.
Which microphone did you want? Sorry, our sound person is
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The big microphone that was on the stand right there? Yeah, thank you. So much faster than this.
I do have a PDF too of this too, if you wanted to stick it on the board, but we'll go with old school.
When we start with that.
Yeah. So it's in basically the same, the building's a little bit smaller than the last proposal. The last time we actually got some variances, there was going to be parking and access from DW Highway, and that's not the case with this one. The access will strictly be off Herrick Road here. Basically, there's this building here, the parking areas, the stormwater basin is in the back here. This site has basically, it's all fed, this stormwater coming off of DW Highway has in two culverts, one here and one here. And basically, they just dump out onto the site right now. The proposal is to basically extend that, have a drop basin in here, which will basically drop the, I think it's almost 5 or 6 feet. So right now, the problem is that this is a culvert that's kind of hanging out on the side of the hillside. So when it does rain and the water comes out of there, it erodes all the sand and everything off of this hillside, because this is a, I think it's a Hinzer, it's a Winkley, yeah. Windsor sand and gravel soil. So it is kind of highly erodible. So this will basically take care of that off-site water and get discharged to the back here and get treated through this Gabion riprap area right here. All the on-site stormwater was engineered and treated. I suspect you've gone through there's the very thick stormwater management report. So that gets treated on-site in this basin before getting discharged. I think they went through all the storms, including the 50-year storm on that. Snow storage is, I don't know if it's on this sheet, but one of these sheets is basically right along the parking area here and along here and, each side. So, but all this basically gets captured and goes into this treatment basin, so it doesn't go off-site and into the wetlands, which are off-site here.
The treatment basin now that comes in on the lower, the lower right, yeah, it's coming in from another parcel. That ditch that comes in there. There's like a drainage swale that comes into that parcel from.
Well, yeah, that starts here, off of this culvert.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one that's coming through the other way.
Right, it comes and it basically runs down here. It runs across here, and eventually out. And there's another culvert here that runs down into there. This one's larger. This is a 24-inch culvert, and it captures. You can kind of see this spider web of catch basins, and it captures all of that drainage from Daniel Webster Highway and Smith Road here into a low point here, and then discharges it off there. Yeah. So I don't believe we're going to be asking for any other variances or things for this one.
Will there be any sort of chemical storage on site? Is it all in the building? No?
No, just,
It's gonna be a warehouse for plumbing and
Yeah.
rent out some of the other spaces.
This looks an awful lot like what we saw.
yeah,
Yep.
They're just half the size.
yeah.
No vehicle maintenance, nothing like that you can do down there? That this is just gonna be strictly warehouse?
Correct, yeah, and some office space. Yeah, a lot of the guys take the trucks home, so there's not gonna be a lot of trucks there,
Okay.
probably a few.
And what we were talking about before the meeting is, so the low phosphate slow release fertilizer, that's all right for this because it's not in a wellhead district? Is that correct?
Well, this is the one we said no to at all because of its proximity to the wetlands and proximity to the river.
Right,
So-
and excuse me, I believe that is called out in the note, I think it was note, I want to say 17 or 24 or something. It does basically say no salt or chemicals, and to have the approved green snow certification.
Yeah, so this was handled a little differently than our normal.
Okay, because I just noticed on, under the landscaping section, I don't think the pages were, but it's LS1.
Note 27 on page, I have no idea what page it's on, 3. No salts or chemical de-ices are to be used for winter maintenance on site. Winter maintenance will be performed by a Green Snow Pro certified contractor. It does not mention fertilizer, though. It also talks in note 29 about snow removal areas.
Sorry, I have a landscaping question.
Sure.
On the landscaping page, it mentions sedum is being used as a plant. Do you know the species of sedum?
No.
Can you make a note just to,
Let your landscape contractor know.
Yeah.
We are very concerned about invasives, because we spend so much of our time trying to get rid of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
and there are native sedums, but there are
Okay.
also invasive sedums.
Okay, I will make sure that,
The
Aware of that.
the New Hampshire Cooperative Extension has
Yes.
a great list.
okay.
There is a note about low phosphate, slow release nitrogen fertilizer. Landscaping note 15.
Right. So do we want that changed to no phosphate?
I thought that's what we did the last time. But,
You can say it again?
yeah.
We can say it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is right on those wetlands on the side, and very close proximity to the river, so.
Okay, yeah, so what we're referring to is, on the landscaping page, LS-1, note 15, only low phosphate, slow release nitrogen fertilizer. So we'd like that to be changed to no phosphate, slow release nitrogen fertilizer.
Okay.
Did anyone else have any concerns? Okay, and have you gone before the planning board yet?
I personally haven't. I actually am not sure. Our engineer
They
did.
were April 15th.
April
So
15th?
they may have gone
Okay,
already.
so, but I will email Robert Best of the planning board.
Yeah,
Try to do it tonight.
thank you.
Yeah, just let him know just a few concerns with this, but other than that, just a few small changes to make, and you guys can move forward.
Okay, great, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I ran this off today, and it's gonna be part of
Okay, and our next site plan up for review is Asoka Ramperia and Utsi Properties, MHT LLC. Review for consideration of an amended site plan to reduce building depth, increase mezzanine space, and add parking spaces as part of Phase 2 of an approved warehouse manufacturing building. The parcel is located at 7 Crow's Nest Circle in the I-1 Industrial and Aquifer Conservation Districts, Tax Map 2D, Lot 21. You just make sure, press that push button to make sure that green light lights up. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tom Burns. I'm a senior project manager at TF Moran. We're the civil engineers of record for this project. We're here before you this evening for review and recommendations for the warehouse project at 7 Crow's Nest Circle. This was a site plan that was previously before the Conservation Commission in October of 2022 and then subsequently approved by the Planning Board in November of that year. And then they went for an amendment for phasing as far as building phasing the following year for it. And the applicant is proposing another amendment to the site plan approval that has been filed with the Planning Board that we haven't gone yet before the board. And what they're seeking to do is to reduce the building depth for some of the Phase 2 units, taking 13 feet off of the depth of those units. They're not proposing to reduce overall unit size but what they'll be doing is shrinking that footprint overall and increasing the mezzanine size. So they're picking up that square footage in the mezzanine, but relative to footprint, taking off 13 feet of it. Additionally, what they're looking to do is to add 57 parking spaces opposite of those units along the easterly boundary of the site. Presently, if you go out to that site, what's been constructed is Phase 1, which was the first 3 units of the building, along with the stormwater management system that is along the intersection at Mass Road and Crow's Nest Circle. That's that open bioretention area, the basin there, and the septic system supporting the first 3 units, as well as all the related site improvements. Relative to what they're proposing for this amendment, there would be no change to any of the site circulation, any of the stormwater management for the site. The systems that, as previously designed and reviewed and approved, were all designed with available capacity in it to be able to accept the runoff from these additional parking spaces without any modifications. There's no landscape changes along that area proposed as well. The only other change they have is a relocation of a transformer that they had proposed on the site, on the north side of the site, but again, doesn't increase impervious or increase any of the changes to the site itself. Just quickly touching on some of the items some of the feedback we had gotten from the Conservation Commission previously and that were incorporated into the approved plans previously and will continue to be shown on these plans as well. There is no salt or chemical de-icers to be used on the site. Winter maintenance would be by a Green Snow Pro certified contractor or equivalent. It was recommended previously and added to the plans that straw be used instead of hay for erosion control. Any invasive species are to be disposed of on site via pile and burning or chipping and mulching. There was a discussion previously about not taking those off site, so we had modified the notes at that time for it. And our landscape plans at that time were updated to call for non-phosphate, slow-release nitrogen fertilizers to be used and soil testing to be used to determine the needs for fertilizers. Other than that, that's the extent of the changes, and again, we're scheduled to go before the Planning Board subsequent to this meeting.
Yeah, sounds like pretty much all of our usual concerns at least were addressed. Any unusual concerns?
That was good. Yeah, that's, sorry, you probably could have handled this for just the review. You probably didn't have to come in for this.
Well, this is the first time I'd seen the AOT permit, and I remember the last time I'd been concerned because I couldn't understand the pre and post numbers. With what's in there, I got it.
Thank you.
And we did all get the PDF, but because it was too big to print out, we only have 1 copy, but if anyone did need to look up anything real quick, I do have the paper copy of the plan here.
I think I'm good. Because it hasn't changed because they did that originally with the first phase.
Yeah, so it sounds like we have no other concerns, so I'll email the planning board tonight, let them know that we have no more concerns, and so you can go ahead forward with that.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Good night. Okay, that moves us on to the appointment of Cliff Laverme to the Wildcat Conservation Area Subcommittee as an alternate member with a term to expire on June 30th, 2025. Is Cliff here? Yep. You can take a seat up here.
Wait, it expires this June?
I guess that was the only term available at the moment.
Okay.
I only do things 2 months at a time. The green lights are on, so we're good.
Yeah.
What can I tell you?
Okay, so everyone did get his letter of interest. Should have been included in our packet.
I'll start the proceedings here by saying I've been working on the Wildcat Conservation Area Subcommittee for very, very many years, and Cliff Laverme and the Michael Laverme Memorial Foundation have been active partners in maintaining the area, doing improvements to it, clean up trail days all the time, designed and built a belay sled that allowed us to move a 600-pound granite bench down a 200-foot hill. I have pictures.
Thank you for helping on that, Andrew.
He's been a valuable participant in almost all the Wildcat activities, and I would, of course, heartily recommend him.
Heartily or hardly?
Not hardly. Yeah, thank you.
That's it.
No, thank you very much. This is, I mean, we very much appreciate people that get involved just because they want to be involved, so.
So does that mean I need to come back
Yeah,
in
we
2
need-
months when my term is up?
We need a
No.
motion and a vote,
Yeah.
and that way we'll
Yeah.
be practiced for when you come back to do it again.
I move we accept his application for Wildcat Conservation Subcommittee alternate member,
Second.
expiring June 30th, 2025.
Second.
Okay. Proposed by Andrew, seconded by Gage. Any further discussion?
Does it have to be just for 2 months? I guess we have to fill this and.
I mean, it seems to just be filling the term that's, the seat that's already set.
And the subcommittee can
But Cliff,
subsequently vote to renew it, right?
Yeah.
We can, but we don't need Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff
That's
doesn't
right.
have
That's
to
right.
come back in person to be renewed.
Okay.
And how many members of the Wildcat Subcommittee are there currently? I mean, with Cliff added?
There's myself, there's Karen Labonte, who's chairman. We have, see a moment, Liz Petrides, and that is it at the moment.
Okay.
We're very short on.
I know you were down to 2 or 3
4.
members.
Yes. So can we convince you to become a full member?
That was the intention. It just, I was told that I had to fill the vacant slot first as an alternate.
I don't believe that's accurate.
Nor do
Who
I.
told you
Whatever,
that?
whatever ComDev tells.
Well, no, I mean, we've filled empty position, we're filling empty position, whether it's an alternate or whether it's full-term
And we
member.
definitely
Right.
have empty positions as full-time members,
Yeah.
because I used to be a full-time member, and now I'm the ex officio member. So that has left a vacancy by itself. And I believe we're supposed to have four
No, you're-
full-time members.
You should be a full-term member.
These charters were all different.
Oh.
Oh,
No, I thought we changed them all to make them all the same.
We talked about it. Did we actually do it?
I say we approve him, and we'll fight this
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is, like, that just means that every meeting they'll just have to, the chairman will just say, you're a full-time member tonight.
Do you have the terms of the
I should.
I
available
have my
terms of the
sheet at
whole?
Ellen
home,
has it right here.
unfortunately.
For Wildcat?
Yeah.
Now, this,
Yes.
I got this several months ago. It's got Karen, term expires June 30th, 2025. Andrew, that doesn't apply. And Elizabeth Petrides, June 30th, 2027.
So
And
that's,
what positions are open?
so there's an open,
There's there's 2 open full and 3 open alternates,
So the
not
op-
counting what we do tonight.
the open full with the longest, the longest run is?
2026.
No, 2027.
Oh, 2027, excuse me, you're right.
There are 2, 126, 127.
Do you like planning ahead?
What's that now?
Do you like planning ahead?
Sure.
Would you like to amend the motion?
I would like to amend my motion to appoint him as a full-time member of the Wildcat Conservation Area Subcommittee with the term expiring June 30th, 2027.
I'll still second that.
Okay. Now, is there any further discussion?
No.
Okay, all in favor? All opposed? All abstaining? Motion
aboard.
passes 7-0-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just asked that I get in the email list for the commission, so I know when to show up for the next meeting.
Karen maintains a mailing list for the subcommittee, so the subcommittee does not have Conservation Commission email addresses.
Okay. So Karen would be the one to notify me?
Yes,
Okay.
and she pretty much includes you on all of them anyway.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up on the agenda, presentation by Rick Gagne regarding placement of honeybee hives on conservation lands for potential Conservation Commission recommendation to the Town Council.
Good evening. My
Can
name
you
is
make sure
Rick
that the
Gagnon.
green light-
I live at 4 Bon Ave.
Okay.
It's on. Yep.
I'm sorry, what, give me the address again?
4 Bon Ave,
Bon Avenue.
off at Turkey Hill.
Yeah.
So currently, I'm a longtime resident of Merrimack. I work for the town of Merrimack. My wife and I started a small honeybee apiary about 5 years ago, and it's slowly kind of grown a little bit. And we're kind of looking, we're true believers in the fact that we don't want to burden any ecosystem by putting too much in one spot. So our mindset is we kind of spread out our operation. We have probably,
Yeah, I could just move it.
how's that? All right, so we've got 5 different apiary locations. Most of them are on private property. We've got one on Bedford Road, the little red house that you see going towards the landfill. Jim Bailey owns it. Those are our hives over on the side of his property. We've got some hives over on Joppa Road. We've got some hives over on Amherst Road. So we try to spread it out because we don't want to tax too much of the natural pollinators in one area. So we kind of spread our stuff out. Makes it a little bit harder for us because I always seem to forget something at the house and have to go back and forth. But it's proven to be very, very beneficial for everything. We actually entered into a contract with the town last year. And we have some hives up at the landfill, the capped landfill, which has actually worked out very well for us as well.
And I hadn't known that.
Yeah, what's that?
I hadn't known that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yep.
excellent.
So we did that probably 2 years ago. We ran 8 hives up there last year. Unfortunately, this has been a pretty rough winter. This is the first time we've actually had losses within our system. So we're kind of rebuilding, but we're also looking to kind of expand our operation a little bit. When we ended up doing that, we had been reached out by somebody within the commission to kind of explore some of the other options that may be within town. So that was kind of our intent. We're looking to grow a little bit. We're trying to find some sites along the Merrimack River. Again, we've kind of hit the north end of town pretty good. We've got Amherst Road pretty good, and then that Turkey Hill Road area, we kind of have some stuff, but we're looking to kind of explore what there is for property along either the river or other properties within town that we're not really aware of. Some of the limiting factors is obviously we have to have, everything gets pretty heavy, so drive-up access to most of the locations. I mean, I do a little bit of carrying of equipment and stuff, but some of the stuff starts to get pretty heavy, and the less jostling around and the less distance I have to cover makes it a little easier. So when I had reached out to the commission, that was kind of my intent, was to kind of find out what locations may be accessible and stuff, and then kind of do a little bit more research to kind of come up with a more formal proposal. But it was kind of hinted to just come in, have that discussion real quick, and then I can always kind of build a little bit more or address some concerns that may come up. The areas that we do are probably about 10 by 20. We end up erecting a electric fence because the bears like to come and visit. So we kind of protect the area. So we put up an electric fence. They're all on a solar charger. So and the posts, we end up doing 2 different types of fences that we put up. One is that poultry-style fence, which is kind of like a small grid. We've started to transition to the electric, it's not we don't do the metal wire, it's more of like the fabric wire, and we end up using that. It's a little bit neater, it's a little bit easier for us to maintain, trim around the fence and stuff and keep it maintained. The poultry fence is a little bit less forgiving and the weeds kind of grow up into it, so. We usually put anywhere from 6 to 10 hives in each one of the locations. On people's property, we kind of lean more towards that six hives, but like the landfill, it's a much larger area. It can host a little bit more of an area, so we had about 10 hives up there. So again, we're just kind of looking to kind of spread stuff out. We are our business is insured, so we presented that all to the town last year, so we kind of met all of their legal requirements as far as insurance and stuff like that.
That's included in our packet tonight.
So is there a particular kind of habitat you're either looking for or not looking for?
So we like it to be, like I said, drive-up access is needed. Them being in the sun makes everything way more productive. That's why, like that capped landfill, we had gone down and I'd actually started speaking to along Schuyler Park where they do the airfield. They have some corners there that they don't really, well, minus a plane crashing over there. They've kind of expanded out and there's kind of like some mulched areas that are they're far from kind of where they operate. And those were kind of some of the areas that we were exploring, and I had sent them some pictures and stuff. Like I said, I have a picture of like one of the apiaries. I can pass that around so you can kind of have an idea.
I would suggest that the Sklar Park area might not be a good location.
Oh, I don't know, bees?
Oh, yeah, wait, no, that's just what we need.
Well, no, but the flight area, I think would be great, as long as it's conducive.
So it wouldn't be anywhere where the people are kind of gathering and doing all of their stuff. Exactly opposite of that, like going towards the river, there's that far part of their field.
I feel confident that I can speak for everyone. We're concerned about Scholar because of the
Yeah, no,
damage.
They'd probably get destroyed.
And
there's a lot of vandalism.
A lot of vandalism.
Is there really?
It's also a
Yes.
floodplain.
Yep, that's the floodplain stuff we can kind of deal with,
Okay.
because it never floods that fast, and I can always move the hives with
Yeah,
that anticipated issue. But
the vandalism is
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. They're gonna get shot up.
Gotcha.
yeah.
Oh,
That's why we're still. It'd be fun if you could put like stinging objects, you know,
Yeah.
like murder wasps or something.
Rattlesnakes.
I was looking at our town code, chapter 111 is our Conservation Commission one.
Yes.
With a list of properties, and I don't have a map, so I can't really tell where they are, but we've got like 5.
Well, we've got
off DW Highway, but I have no idea. if they're-
I actually have.
So that's the one off of Amherst Road. That is probably across from, across from the parking lot for the hiking trails right there. There's the not Apple Orchard, but the John's property.
The Stoka property.
Yes. We're in the back set of his field. We used to be up near the, up near the sheds, but we've kind of moved everything to that back part of the field, and that's the fence that we erected over on John's property.
You know, I don't remember where we've left off on this in the past, because we've been approached by beekeepers before, but also people wanting to do maple syrup on conservation properties. And where we kind of got bogged down last time was, I assume you sell some of this.
Yes, yep.
And we just, I guess we had to research it, but are we managing the properties consistent with how the charter outlines we're supposed to manage the properties if we allow someone to profit?
So if a charter would ban, or if
Right.
commercial
So-
activity would be against a deed or a charter.
I know the deed for Wildcat simply specifies that it must be open to all for recreation and conservation use, and it doesn't say anything really
I don't
more
think the
about
issue is
it.
with the deed. I think the issue is how the charter dictates how we're supposed to
Oh,
manage
okay.
these properties. I don't know. We
Now,
can
would that
can
be
go
the
down that rabbit hole and
generalized
explore
town
that.
charter?
What's that?
Would that be the generalized town charter, or do you
Or is
operate
this the
under
town charter, or
another?
is it the state statute that
No,
governs?
we were shut down on the mapling.
I think we were
because
shut
it was
down.
because it was a for-profit operation.
I actually have a conservation question that you already brought up,
Absolutely.
which is the potentially harmful effects of beehives, honeybee hives on native pollinators,
Yes.
which you're aware of because you brought it up.
Yeah, that's, so, again, it's one of those things that the native, there's not enough native pollinators to kind of handle what needs to be pollinated. Honeybees were brought in, they do probably 60%, 60 to 70% of our food crops, as well as,
Right.
like all of our apple orchards, all of the almond populations.
Right.
All of that we end up shipping in, even like all the Hollis orchards and stuff.
Right.
They ship in pollinators to handle that type of, to
No.
that type of load. And
That
that's why I'm
makes
kind
sense, right.
of cautious on bringing too much into one area.
Especially a conservation commission where we're hoping
Yes.
to preserve natives in order to improve native pollinator numbers.
So the taxing of, and again, I can't do this, I can't say with any degree of scientific
Yeah.
backing, because I'm not gonna make stuff up.
Yep. Thank
That's
you.
why I'm cautious on what I bring into the area and how many
Mm-hmm.
I put in. I could easily put in, I could easily double, triple, even quadruple some of the sizes of my apiaries, but I know it's also gonna impact it.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we've kind of noticed over the last handful of years is by having that anywhere from 6 to 10 hives, we see every year, like when we're putting supers on, we're putting honey supers on and stuff, we definitely hit a finite time frame or a finite number of hives where you start seeing all of the hives have kind of maxed out and nobody's ever getting ahead of us. And that's why we've kind of reduced the number of hives that we have in certain areas, because we don't want to end up taxing that. We don't want to end up taxing the bees. We don't want them to be competitive to what they have to do
Yeah.
in order to be able to pollinate and do what they're doing. So our goal is to kind of help bring up pollination in the area without also taxing and providing too much of it at the same time and being counterproductive.
Right.
So that's kind of where that's kind of our mindset on it.
Okay.
But yeah, I can't really tell you like
Yeah.
the magic now, and it changes drastically depending on
Yeah.
what we have for forage in the area. Fortunately, with the Litchfield Farms right on the other side of the river, that kind of boosts up a lot of the available resources in the area. But again, I can't tell you like what that magic number is.
Yeah.
But that's why
It
we've
is-
kind of kept things on the lower side of the spectrum for us.
It is something I think that we should look into research-wise and discuss with maybe New Hampshire Extension. Like, if it is allowed for us to allow, I think that we should do our due diligence and look into like what,
The only thing I think that we're gonna have some heartburn with is it's a for-profit item on
Yeah.
town property. And we don't have any ability to levy a tax or any kind of fees on that to.
Which we have dealt with on the side of the, because that same question came up when we were gonna be doing it on the landfill. And they looked at it and we ended up moving forward with it.
Yeah, that's
So
just
that's
something-
why I was curious if it
Yeah,
was the
that's just something-
same,
that's something we
same
need to-
type of charter or.
Yeah, that's something we need to find out if we're, because we got shut down for maple syrup. I
Yep.
mean, it's a little different because it does tax the trees,
Right.
it can kill the trees.
So I'll
but-
also point out that the capped landfill is owned by the town of Merrimack and not the Conservation Commission.
Yeah, right,
It's
right.
not a conservation property, so different rules may apply.
Right.
But some of our conservation areas, like Greater Woods, several of the parcels are also town of Merrimack, not Conservation Commission.
Yeah. Yes, we'll have to.
Find out what we
Yeah.
can do. I saw that apparently every property owner, you pay 1 pound of honey a year.
Oh, we give a lot of honey away.
I love that.
They are never short on honey, that's for sure.
Yeah. This is.
And again, if there's pieces that are more attractive than anything, it's hard because again, like you said, I don't have a map of all of the areas that you manage. Some of them may be a little bit smaller than others. Some of them a little bit bigger. But again, this is kind of like that future of trying to grow into different areas without necessarily knowing what the options are. So again, this is all for consideration, and we're willing to kind of adapt to what we need to
So like
to still meet the
top
needs of the
2,
commission.
3, Good Sun,
Good sun, open area, and access.
Okay.
Is pretty much what we're
There's a
looking
perfect
for.
spot in Wildcat for just that.
I bet I know exactly what area you're talking
Of
about.
course you do. And we've been trying to get something done there. In fact, one of the things that I had proposed to put there is I forget what they called it up at the New Hampshire Audubon Society, but it's basically a wildflower field for bees.
Oh, okay, yes.
Pollinator garden.
Yep.
A
a
pollinator garden,
yes.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's, the specific space I'm thinking of, you can drive most of the way to it. The space is a little less than an acre, maybe, but around it, there are several acres of open fields and other things.
Right. Yeah, like I said, we'd be absolutely willing to take a peek at anything and go hike to anything and kind of even explore.
And the other thing I'd say is, we hear a lot in the news about honeybee and pollinator populations declining significantly in a lot of places, and I think it would behoove us to, as a conservation commission, to try to help improve that situation. And I know tapping maple trees is somewhat different.
Well, Andrew, one thing is that honeybees do compete with native pollinators. So in our efforts, we have to
okay.
prioritize natives. That's why I think we need to do some research into,
Okay.
what the current science says we should be doing. What they currently
Actually,
know.
UNH does have an extension that
That's
does.
what I wanted to look into,
they-
yeah.
Like, we use them all the time for pollination questions and stuff like that, so they have an absolutely
Well, and I really
fascinating
appreciate
resource
that
to-
you clearly already know about this and care about it. So that makes you a honeybee keeper that I like.
Like I said, we're looking to expand and not necessarily tax the immediate resources that are in the area, so.
And this is really more a question for the commission, because that area of Wildcat Falls, I assume we're thinking about the same area. So opening that gate and driving a vehicle into Wildcat Falls, is that something that, like, people can do if they have permission, or is that only for
We do it all the
emergency?
time. A member of the commission comes down and unlocks the gate
Okay.
for them.
So there would be no issue
Yes.
on that
But
regard?
it's for maintenance.
600-pound granite bench.
No.
It's for maintenance purposes, yes. We've been allowed to have access to those gates.
Okay.
And that's not just, the gates.
Yeah.
Take the ones up in Greater Woods and whatever. We have ability to open those gates for maintenance purposes.
And
in
just
fact,
so we're
this road-
completely upfront, we typically inspect our hives every 7 to 10 days. So we typically go out, that way we can kind of regulate that swarming potential and any other issues, and we kind of get ahead of all that stuff. That's
Okay.
why our frequency of inspections is a little bit higher, because we want to kind of try to control some of that stuff and keep it a little bit more managed than just letting stuff kind of run on their own. Everything that we treat our hives with, everything that we do is organic. We don't use any chemical or anything like that. One of the chemicals that we use, I say chemical, is oxalic acid, and that's so we can control the mites that are in there. It's a vapor treatment, but it is naturally occurring. It is it's not a man-made chemical. It's probably one of the safest things. It's not harmful to the bees, but again, that also kind of limits, it keeps that mite population down, which also taxes the natural pollinators as well, because there's no way for them to kind of combat that mite issue. So, but that is, just so we're upfront, I do treat the bees, and I stay ahead of problems so we don't end up having swarms and things like that. So, not that swarms are bad, it's a natural process of the hive, but we try to keep the bees in the box as much as we possibly can. So.
Okay, so looks like really two concerns that we had were impact of honeybees on the native pollinators, and just whether or not we are whether or not we're allowed to allow for-profit activities on conservation land.
And include town of Merrimack property also, because there would be some opportunities there.
Yep.
Well,
And if
they
you'd like
they
to-
already have it by the landfill, so
Right.
it's allowed on town property, we know that. But maybe it's not with the mission of Conservation Commission.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to check out the spot at Wildcat.
Absolutely.
Go in the main gate.
Yep.
Walk 1 minute, and right about at the end of the little retention pond there's a road that goes up to the left.
Yep.
Turn left, go up 1 minute to the top of the hill, and there's a big field over on your left.
Very familiar.
And it sort of overlooks the power lines.
Yeah, yep, very familiar.
Yeah,
That's the connector trail, right?
That's
Yeah.
actually what I was thinking. It was,
Yeah.
we got a lot of power lines in town. Is that,
We're open to anything. I wasn't sure with the easements of
it's the
Eversource and
easements, yeah.
stuff, if those are,
We might have to get
if they
their
do
approval.
anything along those.
Well,
'cause I
maybe,
know
but
that-
it's- that's
but
like-
it's,
And
Yeah,
they
we're
bring
exploring.
equipment in there to
Yeah.
trim, so.
yeah.
Yep.
But that type of space would be,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
okay.
Yep,
There are
absolutely.
lots of people in town who own that property. It just has the easement, and any non-permanent structure
Right.
they're allowed to allow, so you might talk to some residents about that.
Yeah, no, that's a great suggestion. So, like I said, we're kind of expanding everywhere, or at least trying to explore a whole bunch of options all over the place, so. While trying to also, the honeybee season's like ramping up, so trying to find time to burn the candle on both ends at this point.
Okay, so we'll do some research into this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll look into both the conservation impact and just the for-profit part of the issue. And you emailed Becky Thompson, so maybe
Yeah,
I'll just.
yeah, all his contact information.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so I'll try to email you directly once we get answers on that.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you for
Have a
talking
great
about this. This is great.
Okay, and the final agenda item under new business, Eagle Scout project proposal for the Horse Hill Nature Preserve property by Tucker Landry.
I'm just gonna go work with Grace and Tucker to get set up what he wants to get set up.
Okay.
Tucker, did you have a PowerPoint you wanted to share?
Is that the one that's actually on the desktop right now?
Oh, Eagle
Right there.
Project proposal?
Is that the same one, or is that one
I'm
from
not
earlier?
sure. I haven't seen- Is-
That's
no,
a
it's
different
not.
one?
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, so we'll need a new one.
I have to say, my Eagle project didn't involve PowerPoint presentations.
Oh, and keep in mind, we can see what you're typing on the computers in front of us, so just don't put in anything incriminating.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just the sleds.
Yeah. Part of the incredible team that keeps the TV going.
Yeah, just let's get the tall, slender guy along here.
That's his last.
That's just his last name, though,
Yeah, it's a,
Merrimack TV.
yeah.
Skype doesn't exist anymore. It's just Skype.
No, it's, you're right. It's not you.
And they're worried that AI is going to take over the
Yeah.
world.
Well, maybe AI can log in faster, and that's the problem.
I will just start to get worried when they design AI robots whose job it is to build other robots.
Yeah. Oh,
All right.
Yay.
Yes, or you can bring it in on a flash drive and just plug it in.
I use them all the time.
Am I not checked for that for some reason?
I think you have.
So I know some of you guys know me. I've been talking to Ms. Cole about this. My name is Tucker. I am from Troop 44.
Is your microphone on? It should be nice and.
There we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry. So Tucker Landry. I am from Troop 424, and tonight I'm proposing what I would like to do at Horse Hill Nature Preserve for my Eagle project. The name of this project is the Trailside Landing Project because it involves benches at multiple locations. The people who will be helping me with this project will be people from the community. They might use tools to help me out. They might also just help me bring out supplies. Also, scouts from my own troop will hopefully help me out. And so that'll be the people who help me out to get this project done and completed. Like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I'll be putting 3 benches in based off the design, actually exactly just duplicating the bench designs that you guys see on your screens that are at your locations. And it will be in the southern portion of Horse Hill when you're looking at the map. Right here you can see where they will be at the 3 locations that are circled. The first stream leaving from Matodic Bowman parking lot, under the power lines at Osprey Lookout. Do you guys know the Osprey Lookout? I know Ms. Cole was telling me about it. Do you guys know about it?
I believe it's part of the, what's now the Long Pond View Trail.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just a view that goes kind of along the pond that you can see most of Long Pond. And there's like bird's nests and beaver dams, and it's just a pretty place. And then the other one will be right across the pond, also under the power lines, so you can see further down the pond at the wildlife. When I would like to get this done before fall, or before winter, like late fall, so hopefully around August, September, maybe October, but preferably August, September. Fundraising, I'd like to start, around May, June, July. It depends also on how quick I can get the donations and the work done. But that will be around, I'd like to take about a month to do that. Every time I go out there, the reason I want to do this is because every time I go out there, I go to these locations because the views and the prettiness that I see, and there's never a bench there for me to sit on, which is not fun, sitting on the ground or have my legs dangling almost in the water. And all these pictures that you guys see in the backgrounds, these are all from Horse Hill. You guys might recognize them, but these are all from Horse Hill. All the materials, labor, tools, access in there will just be off the trails. No motorized vehicles will be in there. It'll all be carried in by person. tools will be from people in the community, scouts, Home Depot, Lowe's, and this will not cost you guys a dime. And then last thing, do you guys have any questions for me?
Yes, so do you have a proposed budget or a reasonable thought as to how much money you have to fundraise?
I've done rough calculations, sort of. I'm looking at about $150 approximately per bench. But I've not gone thoroughly into that, because tonight I was just trying to get the idea on the ground, and after that, continue on, get the prices, and then come back. But I just wanted to make sure the idea was right and that you guys approved it, liked it, and just make sure I didn't put a lot into it and then have to come back and redo it for you guys.
Okay. And are you planning to use pressure-treated lumber or some kind of natural material like cedar?
Pressure treated. Is there a problem with that, or?
No.
No, okay.
Just asking.
Yep.
This occurred to me this morning, and it should have occurred to me a month ago. When you are thinking of places to put the benches, you'll look at the Horse Hill thing and you'll see the power line cut there.
Yep.
That is an easement for Eversource.
Okay.
And every 5 years or so, they tell us, we don't tell them, they come through and they groom everything, they mow everything flat.
Okay.
So you want to make sure when you choose the sites that you probably want to check with community development I wondered if I could get a property map, and one was not available on short notice. But just make sure that when you build, you're not in the middle of Eversource's right of way, because whatever you put up might be taken down the next time they do maintenance.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, could you go back to the map where you had the proposed
yes.
locations?
Yes, sure thing.
Let's see, yeah, so the power line is going through,
I think there's a good chance that wherever you places them won't be a problem because
Yeah.
it won't be up against brush.
Oh, yeah, you can see it
So
right.
they won't need to
You
cut
can
it.
see the power line.
Yeah,
If
so-
I may, the only one that might be a problem is from your guys' view farthest to the left.
that one, yeah.
That one, there is brush all around there. So I was thinking maybe.
I know that spot, though. It's a wonderful.
No, it
vantage
is a
point.
wonderful spot. That might be the trickier one, because the one at the Long Pond Lookout Trail in the middle, that one, there is like a small rock flat at the bottom that you guys might know. And I was planning on just leveling that a little bit and just putting it right on that, and drilling into the rock for like the chain to hold it down.
I was in Horse Hill a few weeks ago with a meetup group, not affiliated with the town or with the Conservation Commission, and it was people my age doing a hike through. And first, they had never heard of Horse Hill, and second, they loved that viewpoint, and they had no place to sit, and boy, did I hear it. So,
Yeah.
Oh, I love random benches. I have plantar fasciitis, and sometimes I just have to sit, and I know I'm not alone. So the more benches, the better.
The ones we have in Wildcat are very well used.
We love this idea. These look like great locations. When you do up the final design, I hope you'll consider putting a plaque on these with your name, the troop number, and the year. A lot of the Eagle projects have that.
Yeah.
The ones that don't, a lot of us wish they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will be looking into that and to hopefully put those on the benches. So do you guys have any ideas of where you might put the bench at the one on the far left because of all the brush? Like down by the water, or on the rocks, any ideas?
I know we don't want to clear much, but where the trail goes down, there's just that little rise, that little elevation.
I know what you're
Helps
talking
make
about,
that's one of the things that makes the view from that side of the pond.
Would I be given permission to clear that out, or do you want to leave that as untouched as possible?
My instinct is as untouched as possible,
Okay.
but the more we know about the particular spot, the better an answer we can give you.
I have to go back out to find prices and lengths and stuff, but I'll try to find a spot over there that won't be affected by Eversource or the electric company, and try to leave it as untouched as possible.
Yeah, maybe just take pictures of the site and bring them to your next.
I think if you find a place where you would have to clear brush out to get the view, the problem is in 2 years, the brush will just be back.
Yep.
Well, this would be a place for the foundation for it, because these are shrubs that grow about yay high. And the view is terrific, but yeah, it's difficult to think of where a base of a bench would go. I love that we're talking about it.
At least it's not 600 pounds of granite.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and Ellen and I are both currently looking at the brochure map, and I did just realize that on the legend, there are places where there are currently benches
Yes.
are actually marked on there, and yeah, for some reason, absolutely none of them are anywhere near Long Pond or where you're putting the benches.
Well,
Only
that has
3.
grown, in the last 5 years is really when the use of, it was COVID that really got Long Pond to have more people than ever. That's how this meetup group, they were looking for places with views. They didn't know anything about Horse Hill, but they heard, oh, there's nice views. And that's when they came out. The subcommittee hadn't heard much about it before.
Yeah, so that does just remind me that when these benches are put in place, we should update these maps. Just have the new locations.
One of the things we asked about too is maintenance, long-term maintenance. We get a lot of these structures are putting into the woods, and then what's the year 2, year 5? What's the plan to make
We
sure
put
they're
them on our long-term maintenance list that we're definitely working on, right, Gage?
right? Because that might be something worthwhile in the scout groups too. They could have
Adopt.
maintenance. As an Eagle project. I mean, there's a lot of work out there to be done to repair existing structures too. So
Basically a
But don't change
generation's
this
worth
one.
of
I like this
Eagles.
one. This is from me.
Yeah, just want to restate, it will be made out of pressure-treated wood.
Yep.
All of it, and all the screws and bolts will be solid metal.
Yeah.
Also, as a suggestion, if you can raise enough money to do it, as a Conservation Commission, we like to use Reed's Ferry lumber. They tend to give reasonably competitive prices for these projects, and it's a local town business, so we like to support them.
I was thinking of that. Yep.
Yeah, they respond to us, and they respond to the scout groups well. So
And they'll generally deliver for free if you tell them it's a conservation project.
I appreciate it.
Okay, are there any more questions?
Do we need any kind of motion, or?
Or we
Do
can
we?
express the consensus of
yeah, I think because we just passed this along to town council,
Okay, so
and I think we should.
should I mail town
Good job.
council, or can Jennifer just carry that forward, I guess?
I can let them know.
Okay. Yeah, so this project has our full support. It's great. Yeah, I guess if no one has any other questions, then
Then,
That's it.
Jen, will you have contact information for Tucker so that if, or
Yeah.
the next step in communication would be what?
Yes, I will, can I get your information before you leave?
Will do.
because that's your next step, right? You go before town council, is that right?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I still have to look through the steps, but after this, I'll be getting prices and a little bit more detail, and then I'll be doing Eagle Board and then, or Scout
Okay.
Council, and then there's a few other steps.
Okay.
On behalf of the subcommittee, I want to thank you for your concern for the property because this has the potential to be quite an asset.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank
great.
you.
So, thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you guys for your time.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you. So that moves us on to other items of concern. First thing up is ongoing discussion regarding potential education opportunities. Karis, did you have anything to add further to that?
No.
Okay.
Oh, wait, just a reminder that invasives, I expect to see every single one of you there to learn about invasives on mid-May.
17th?
May 17th.
17th
10 through
at
12 at the
10
library.
noon. Thank you.
I won't be
At the
here.
library. You what?
I won't be here.
I will be hounding your wife on Facebook.
Where is it?
The library.
The library in the
Oh.
little room.
Yep.
Nope, show up, that's it.
So one of the items that we've talked about is stormwater management and such, and I've discovered that the town has these nice pamphlets available. Pass that down. If you go into the ComDev door, they're sitting on the little shelf right across from ComDev.
I never knew that.
And it's, it seems to be a nicely condensed version of the 70-page monstrosity I have from the state.
I've been looking at Soak Up the Rain for educational purposes and for all good reasons.
Because this would be good.
This is brilliant.
Fertilizer runoff,
Can I have
erosion
this?
control, salt and driveway.
They're free
chemical
downstairs.
control.
Yeah, but I'm not downstairs.
You may
And when am I
have
gonna
that,
come
I'm
by?
down there all the time.
Thank you.
I can't tell if Stephanie likes me or hates me all the time.
No, and I have to say, community development was very helpful this morning when I came up late with my idea about the right-of-way. Stephanie said, I'll get an email right off to you, and ComDev had some information to me right away, which was very useful for tonight.
Yes, Stephanie crushed it today.
So that's the 17th. And on the 10th, we have our seedling giveaway?
Yes. The Saturday before Mother's Day every year. It's been
Do we
creeping.
need to sign up, or? just-
No, well, we internally need to have some volunteers to go there, so, but,
I'll be there.
What time do we start?
it's 9 to noon, right?
9 to
So we
noon.
should-
9 until they're gone, noon at the latest.
Yeah. And where is it?
Courier Orchards.
Orchards again? Okay.
Yeah, they allow us to use their property, so go pick apples.
All right. Next item.
Okay, is that it for educational opportunities then? Okay. Next on other items of concern, update from Amherst Conservation Commission regarding naming of trails on land abutting Greater Woods and formal public access to Amherst land via Greater Road. Was that you, Gage? I
No,
didn't submit
I
that.
think Amherst contacted
Oh.
ComDev directly.
Yes, that was Jared from
Okay.
Amherst.
So it looks like, it just looks like a more formal connection of our trails, you know, where the Gateway Hill Trail,
Yes.
Greater Woods, meets Greater. And you look on the other side, and there's some little signs on the trees for Amherst Trails. Well, now it's more formal. They want people to know there is continuous property you can go on from Merrimack.
And coordinate the trail naming so they don't accidentally name something as the
Yeah.
same as one of our trails on the other side.
Yeah.
Right.
Was that in the packet?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
there was an email about it
Okay.
Oh, did I
a few
print this
days
out?
ago.
Was it in?
It was
I
this.
got it in the packet.
Yeah, that's the,
It's a little two-pager.
Oh. I got it.
Oh, okay. there
So now you can go from the middle school through the Greater Woods property all the way to Pond Parish Road in Amherst, which is nice.
Weasel, who named that?
Okay.
Not sure how to figure out this.
So what is this? Okay, are they just trying to make us aware of it?
Yes, just notification from the Amherst Conservation Commission of the Outlook Trail adjacent to our Greater Woods trails.
The house.
So that moves us on to approval of the minutes.
Oh, all right. Okay.
and that's as far as you can go with a car, and then it's that first.
So,
one.
like Wilson Hill Road is down here somewhere?
Yes.
Yes, all right.
I'll move that we approve the draft minutes from the Monday, April 14th, 2025 Conservation Commission meeting with the following amendments.
Is there a second?
Second.
Andrew gets the second. Okay, who wants to start with the edits?
I got a couple. Page 3, line 112. Underground rather than unground. And on page 4, in the discussion for the first couple of paragraphs, that was Kara's, Commissioner Welsh, rather than I, talking about the gates at Sklar. I'm not as familiar with Sklar as you are, so I could not have said all this. But the first two paragraphs in that page, references to me, should be references to Commissioner Welsh.
Can you give me those lines? I'm sorry.
It's from 130 to 159. If you see my name, make it Karis's, please.
Does that include the paragraph starting at 161?
No.
No, 159.
Okay.
She stopped.
Thank you.
I have one, but I'll let you finish highlighting.
Okay.
Line 205 appears to, 205, wait. Yeah, line 204 to 205 appears to be a incomplete sentence. She asked that if anyone knows of any grant sources or
Yeah.
programs.
So cross out that.
Maybe just, she asked that if anyone knows of any grant sources or programs, they let her know. Is pretty
We
sure
could
what I
just
said.
strike the word that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just strike the word that.
26005.
Yeah, 204, 205. Starting she asked. So I'm still waiting on all your grant resources.
I had one small one on page 2. The first line, line 40. It says, Mr. Deslet's at been, it should be had been.
I've got one on 85, one on 85 and 86, and maybe it's just because I can't read this. The sentence doesn't sound right. Mr. Lefita said that he had comments to remove that the note on about Green Stone. I don't know how that should be.
Microphone's on.
Microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. It is on.
Sorry.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay, it wasn't.
He had received comments to remove the note.
Okay.
About the
To remove.
note.
Okay, all right.
About, so cross
Yeah,
off on.
Okay, you know. Sorry, okay.
Did we get this one already on page 6? Line 231, community development, it says develop.
Oh, yes. And that tagging has been done. I put a notice attached to a rung on the ladder out of direct eyesight, but you can't climb the ladder without miss it. I've not heard anything from ComDev, nor do I expect to.
So do we have to contact Fish and Game to have them take it down?
They said we could take it down.
Okay.
We could probably take some of it down. The stand itself, the seat, I am
Too
not
high.
climbing up that tree to get to it.
I think the easiest way to get that is to find a beaver and have the beaver bite the tree down, and then we can take a.
I would ask
10
Fish and
beavers,
Game to take it
hundreds
down.
of beavers.
What are we gonna do with this thing if we take it down?
I have two more. Line 145, she said no one is maintained. I think it should be maintaining. And line 148, I think we can strike the last three letters in, the sentence says, she said they could follow up with Fish and Game to follow up. I don't know, I think we only need one follow-up?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would strike that last follow-up.
Any more changes? Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes as amended? All opposed? All abstaining? Motion passes 7-0-0.
I do have one more update and one question.
Yep.
My question is, do scouts for scouting projects need to fill out the volunteer forms?
I have a whole list of questions to give you answers to.
Oh, awesome.
So,
I'll let you do that then.
yeah, so if I can go ahead and
Yep.
answer those now. With the volunteer policy, I know some of you had some questions you asked me or sent to me, so some of them I have answers for, some are still being researched. So the first one was, do Conservation Commission members need to fill out the volunteer form? No, unless you need to be background checked for working with minors. So
Got it.
that's why Karis, that's why they had you fill it out. That's the first step to the background check.
Had a lot
So-
of background.
So initially, just to work on the property is no, you don't. And then similarly, do subcommittee members need to fill out the form? Same answer, no, not unless they're working with minors. Let's see. Who's considered an authorized town employee who can designate a committee member to approve volunteers? Robert Price is authorized to approve volunteers, so if anybody needs that, you know, for a day where people are just kind of, you're putting out a call for people to come to a property to help out, you can get permission from him ahead of time, get the forms, and have him grant you permission to give permission to people.
And then you can just have them fill the forms out there.
Yes.
Okay.
So it should be, you know, all efforts should be made to have people fill those out ahead of time so a staff member can actually review it.
Mhm.
But that's in place in case there's a situation where you can't.
Are they
do that.
online somewhere?
Yes,
Is it on the website?
it is.
Okay.
And does this even apply like to trail cleanup days?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
Our website or the town website?
No, the town
Town
website.
website.
Okay.
So I should actually have some with me if we do happen to have a cleanup and somebody's there
Yes.
who's not in the subcommittee.
Yep.
That would be a case where I'd bring it to ComDev afterwards, but we need the form signed. Is that
Yes.
accurate?
Yeah. And you
Oh,
can
so
always
we-
get it, you can always get it from the town manager's office if you
We
need to.
can, we can get these signed post? You just, what you just said, you just
What I
said,
said was if I show up at a cleanup
Yeah.
and somebody who's not on the subcommittee comes, should I have a supply of forms for them to fill out?
Yes, but one of you needs permission
To-
from Robert Price before the event. So just maybe as a precaution, before a volunteer event,
yeah.
contact Robert Price and get permission.
Let's see.
Did something happen that caused all this?
I think it's just you know, it's just one of the things they were going through, a policy that we had to come up with. I was just on an NHMA webinar where they went in thorough detail about volunteers and having a volunteer policy, and it's, you know, part of it is just insurance and liability. Another question was, do members of groups such as NEMBA who will volunteer on MCC properties need to fill out the volunteer form? And is there a form to cover a group? So this is one that Paul is looking into and asking questions because this kind of spun off more questions that I was asking him. So he's going to check with the attorney. When I was on that Zoom the other day, what I gathered is if it's a NEMBA event, say they're coming, they're heading it up, then it falls under them and their insurance. If it's a Conservation Commission event, they're coming for trail cleanup that's run by Conservation Commission or a subcommittee, and there just happen to be members there, then yes, they probably have to fill out the form. So we're getting clarification on that. Same thing with scouts. If the scout leader is there, and they are already background checked, then we may not have to have a Conservation Commission member background checked. So that one's kind of going back and forth, so we need to get that clarified. Let's see. Okay, so that was everything on the volunteer policy. The question that Tom had about the Sklar gate, about whether or not we can, if that road is classified, if we can actually put a gate there, they're researching that one, so I'll get back to you on that. We had a question a while ago about Beaver Solutions. Could we maybe combine the town and the Conservation Commission contracts? And Paul has given permission to that, so Eric, you, or if you want to designate somebody from the Conservation Commission to work with Stephanie in Community Development to look into that. So that was where we talked about, we could still pay for the ones on conservation property, the town would still pay for theirs, but could we combine everything into one contract so we could get more of a discount?
I'll take care of that.
Thank you.
There was also a question about whether we should be paying for the ongoing maintenance for those.
Okay.
Out of the MCC budget. I mean, because we're.
Oh, right.
Because they were originally.
Yeah, there's water level problem. I mean, every one of them, I shouldn't say every one of them, but the majority of them were put in because they were causing a problem with private property.
Okay. So.
And they weren't conservation related. They're just.
Right, I mean, they happen to be on conservation property, but they're causing a problem. A perfect example of one we just put in behind Merrimack meeting in that area, I mean, not Merrimack, oh my God, I can't come up with the name of the street. Mitchell, thank you. behind that area. Then when they dam it up, it's screwing up with people's septic leach fields because the water level is getting so high.
That's disgusting.
It happens.
So there's a need to keep Powell Brook flowing and not let it get all backed up. So while it's, completely in MCC property and we can manage it, it's, if that stream backs up, we don't care. It's just that it's impacting, homeowners along that road.
So Eric, do you want to talk to Stephanie about that part of it too?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. There was a question about when we're talking with property owners about property acquisition, what's the next step? Andrew, you had that question. And it would be for a Conservation Commission to come to Town Council for approval for a purchase or a donation.
So I've actually been talking with Stephanie at ComDev, and she's going to talk to the town council and the lawyers about even the parameters of expressing an interest, what the limits are, how far we're allowed to go before we consult with legal.
Perfect. And then lastly, I have information on, with the Watkins Forest. I spoke with Chris Christensen today. We have the name of the forester that they use. I know we were talking about maybe we would have a forester walk through and see if Mitchell Woods could use any trees taken out as well. So I'm not sure, Eric, how you want to proceed with that, if you want someone from the commission to reach out, but I have his contact information. Chris had mentioned that there's a lot of bittersweet when they went and did their walkthrough, and that they had a concern about being able, I guess, to get through without spreading bittersweet around. So I'm not sure kind of where that stands. The trustees of trust funds are going to be discussing it on the 16th of May, and we'll be going over the forester's report at that point. So.
Has the forester, he's already walked that parcel and decided what's getting cut, what's not?
I think that's what they're going over. They did have them walk through. I don't know how long ago that was, but Chris said they would be going through a report on that date. So we'll know a little bit more then.
Eric, I've been reaching out to some foresters. If you'd like, I can get the contact information and follow up with you.
Yeah, sure.
Makes sense?
Yep.
Okay, I'll get it.
Great. And so the subcommittee that's set up for that, we're going to see about getting me appointed as the town council rep, so then that kind of covers Conservation Commission at the same time. So we'll discuss that next week at the town council meeting. And that's all.
Thanks for looking into this.
Sure. Thank you so much. I have an update on activities at SCLAR, and by activities I mean vandalism. Rocks were moved where we don't want people to park, once again.
and someone with a BB gun shot up the kiosk. Thankfully, it was the old fiberglass or whatever kiosk, and we haven't changed it yet. That was reported to the police. I forwarded you guys the email of the policeman saying, yeah, we can't do anything unless there's visual. And then I just got a message from Michael Druin with pictures. Somebody hacked up one of the benches that Danielle helped install.
Literally hacked it.
Yep, literally hacked it. And she messaged a while back and said someone tried to burn one of the benches. And Michael did report this to the police, and they came down today. And they told him, you need cameras. Someone commented on his post offering to donate game cameras. I don't know if they can go through the process of, if I contact them, they can go through the process of donating cameras to the commission.
There is a procedure for the town or the commission receiving
Donations.
gifts, is there not?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because Michael and Danielle went through that to donate the benches.
I believe that the bench that was destroyed was in the area where we put the rocks so that traffic couldn't go. So it's,
That's
I
kind
don't,
of
I don't, I
ironic.
don't, I don't know why the bench had to be, and I don't know why anything has to be, but the bench just seems like just because I can get away with it. I don't.
I like to think that was not done by the same people, because I know that the people moving the rocks might be people who want handicap accessibility. But I like to think those aren't the same people who would hack up a bench, because if you're handicapped, there's a good chance you might want a bench.
If we install cameras, you realize we're probably going to have to move them like every day.
Yeah.
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 Because they're gonna get noticed and stolen and vandalized,
Right.
right? Yeah, and you know what,
Or
I will
worse.
discuss that with the person who's offered to donate, and I will say, there's a chance they will get vandalized, are you sure you want to donate them?
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to anyone who wants to help with that.
Exactly. Yep, and that's probably the fastest start to a solution that we can get, because it's a pretty fast process to donate to the town. Might take a few meetings, but, you know, faster than proper security cameras.
Yeah, so, let's add, cameras for Sklar to the next agenda. Would you or Tom or either of you, be willing to well, do we want to go with the donation first, or do we want to just go straight ahead to just purchase cameras?
Tom, I think, is still looking into cameras.
Okay.
So we can start with the donations, and then Tom, if you learn more.
Yeah, right. I don't think that a game camera would be better than nothing, but I think in the,
A real security
at
camera?
some point, we would have to get something more sophisticated than a game camera.
Yeah.
We may be able to authorize an expenditure up to a certain point, even if we don't have a quote yet, but just to hasten any
So
future
some of the
purchase.
game cameras are
authorize it.
very sophisticated these days. Some of them do cell connectivity, so you can monitor from a phone. Some of them have cameras almost as good as real cameras. That I've seen 40 and 50 megapixel game cameras, and they're not very expensive. We have an old technology one, and it's like a 12 megapixel, and I can count the white hairs on the deer that walks by, so.
So are you saying to me that if we had a game camera, we could get a game camera where ComDev could monitor it?
Yes.
From the ComDev office?
Yes.
The only trouble
A friend
is
of mine
still,
has one of those on a piece of property he owns nearby.
is it secured, or does it have to be quite low down? Can it be up high where people
You
can't
can
reach
put it wherever you want.
Okay, okay. 'Cause
Maybe we could borrow the tree stand ladder to get.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we have to put it above reach so that someone at least has to go through the effort.
Yeah.
And we have to face them at each other,
Yeah.
so that if they're gonna steal.
Probably
them, they
not a
can't
great idea
just-
to discuss security protocol on the
Yeah.
public.
Well, when,
Very fair, yeah.
Okay.
Fair, okay, we'll stop now.
Well, this isn't damage to some piece of property that nobody sees. This belongs to everybody in town. We are stewards of it, and this is a situation that is not
And maybe if some
sustainable.
people realize we're gonna do this. Speaking of which, would we put up signs?
We're watching.
Letting them know that they could be
Under
filmed.
surveillance. Some
We're
people will
watching.
resent that greatly. I think some people it may make think twice.
Hmm.
Well, let's just keep pursuing the camera angle, because this is ours to be stewards of them.
Yes.
I'm not
Think the
sentimental
camera angle
about
is
this.
20 degrees downward?
This
I
is-
think anytime I
ours.
drive near there, I'm gonna just stop and drive through it and drive back out. Just increase presence of
Mhm.
humans there.
Yeah.
Be like, yeah, people come here. They do. One more thing aside from that is I have an update about the recycling, the TerraCycle free recycling program. I got like 48 participants, which is really good response on a survey off of Facebook. And there are two things that people would really like to be able to recycle and think they would get use out of, which is oral care products and packaging and shaving tools and packaging. And then some others had some decent response.
Oral care, like toothbrushes?
Yes, toothbrushes.
Toothpaste tubes?
Toothpaste tubes, the packaging they come in, like the power packs that you can't throw in recycling. And then I also have like some more information.
These electric toothbrushes?
Probably, possibly. I'd have to look
All the
specifically.
I'm thinking the blister pack that my toothbrush comes in.
Oh, well, yes. Yeah,
That's-
blister
that-
pack.
That's recyclable.
The paper is, not the plastic.
No.
Oh.
Not in this town.
No. Not supposed to.
1, 2, and 5, people.
Yeah, most blister packs are not. But probably the toothbrush heads on an electric toothbrush would recycle through this. I know that particular program has a wait list, but we can be put on the wait list.
Okay.
And I checked, and there are no drop-off sites currently near us reasonably. There's one for the razors in Nashua, but it's not convenient for anyone in Merrimack. So that would be valid. And then I have more information like on what it involves to manage the boxes. And then you also, through these recycling programs, the free ones, you can earn points that you can then donate to a nonprofit. And I want to contact them and ask, do conservation commissions count as are towns considered nonprofits, or would we look into donating those points to?
It's an interesting
Something
question.
we
Is
have a-
the Conservation Commission considered like a 501c3?
It's a government entity, which is its own sort of thing.
Okay. But we could choose where that money goes. I mean, I don't think we'd get that many points. I could be wrong though, because school programs
Depends on how many
can
people
earn
brush
money.
their teeth.
And how many people we get involved with. But the next step would be for me to then create a new survey asking people, where's a convenient location? And right away, I'm gonna nix I don't care what people say, I'm gonna nix the recycling and trash center, the transfer station, because that's not convenient unless you do your own trash and recycling. It's extremely inconvenient if you pay someone else to haul your trash and recycling over there.
Mhm.
And also, I think a lot of the people who pay someone to haul their trash might not recycle because it costs them extra. And so they might be more involved in recycling. But anyways, I can create a survey for suggestions and get some more information on that regard. But we do have interest.
Mhm. Does anyone else have any other commissioner comments?
One last thing. At the last meeting, I asked if anybody knew who had the key to that security gate on BB Lane.
Mhm.
That security gate is on private property, so the
owner has it.
The owner of the
owner
property
has
has the key.
Yeah, we gave it to him.
Who gave it to them?
We gave it to him.
Oh,
'Cause it
yeah,
was
we
our-
gave
It was
it-
our lot. And then it was,
there's another one.
we never could make the land swap, we're
Right.
like, here you go.
Right. I think we must have asked him permission to put the gate up.
So that, are you familiar with the land boundaries over there?
Sort of.
He was going to give us a couple feet on the back, and we were gonna give him, yeah.
Yeah.
So we were gonna do this land swap, it was done.
Yep, right.
And the gate went in, everything that, and literally, we got a call, and a lawyer got involved, and it went right in the pooper.
Yeah.
And everything got ripped up, and we had a road cut, we had a gate up, everything, we said, okay, here's your key. So now, the fire department still can go through that gate if they need to, because they have cutters. So-
Yeah. But I'm glad the gate's there.
Yeah, they got a master key.
Because if the gate wasn't there, my yard would be a parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, there is one other person in the neighborhood that has a second key. So if the first one does, the guy who owns that house is never there. So if anybody ever needed the key, he's never there.
He was very pleasant about it. It was no problem with the homeowner at all.
Yeah, it's a different guy now.
No, and but even then, when he bought the property, he was like, yeah, he said, no problem, just call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'll go leave it open.
So why did the land swap go down?
We got into some idiom with some law with the town swapping like for like. It was within like a square foot difference, and it just became a. Yeah, it's annoying.
The thing about private property, you can do what you want.
So I got two quick things. Had a member, a gent was inquiring about joining the MCC or a subcommittee, but he happens to work for the town. And I know the town council, if you work for the town, you can't be on town council, I believe. Does that sound right?
Right, you can't be on town council, but I wonder.
Yeah, but I'm like.
But you must be, I would think.
I would think on the MCC or the subcommittee, I mean, they're a citizen of the town, they're not making business decisions for the town. I mean, some of our decisions do impact the town, but I guess we need a definitive. Clarity of, yes, someone who works for one of the municipalities in the town can also serve on volunteer subcommittees and.
I feel like that'd be okay.
So do I.
I guess it also depends on what he does for the town.
Does it?
I mean, if he's like a business officer of the town versus somebody who drives a truck for DPW.
Yeah.
I don't.
So,
yeah, you're right, clarity.
I just, it's like, if someone's gonna volunteer to this, I think it should not be an issue. But we need some.
Do you want me to
make rules.
check? I can
Yeah, if we
check
could
on
if we could just find out for sure,
Confirm.
one way or the other. And also, there's been a couple of items that have passed up to the school board. The Greater Woods Subcommittee has on their board, a school board member. It's part of the charter of the Greater Woods Subcom. So if we need to have things passed up to the school, the path we think should be to the ex officio, which happens to be me for Greater Woods, and I can get it to the school board member. And then we can get items channeled up to the school board.
So that actually was going to be my commissioner comment, so I reached out to Chair Peters of the school board, because, I mean, this goes to Karis, but it really goes to anyone who wants to organize to a school.
Yep.
So I believe it was the assistant superintendent, I'm not exactly sure, said that we should go through a school board. I emailed the school board about this, and they said we shouldn't go through a school board, we should go through the superintendent. That being, Bill? Yeah. Oh.
So now are you gonna ask him, do we go through you? And he's gonna say, just go through the school.
No, he's gonna say go through, the business administration manager, which would be Matt Chevino. He happens to be, and it's fine, right now it's gonna work out really well, because he happens to be the ad hoc member for the Greater Woods Subcom.
Oh, Bill is?
No.
Oh, okay.
Matt Chevino.
Okay.
But So we have access to the school board through the school administration via the ad hoc member that's on the Greater Wood Subcom. And I think this would be a perfect time because we could pave that road well because you have the people there that can make the decisions of who it needs to go to. So Matt is on the subcom.
Okay.
And is available either directly or through me, the ex officio.
Can you send me his email?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I will also add that Chair Peters told me that, so the school board does not elect the student rep. They sort of just really sign off on it. The election is done by the student body and overseen by Principal Stephen Clare. And then if you wanted to ask about the student rep or anything about that, Principal Clare would be the person to go to.
Have they discussed anybody?
I do not know that at the moment.
Okay. Am I allowed to email the principal, or do I have to email Matt, who will email the principal?
I think we should start there.
I did
Emailing
hear of
Matt.
a student,
Okay.
I did hear of a student who might be interested.
Okay.
So, I can tell them to go through the principal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because let's get the water settled
Okay.
and figure out the right path, and then, so for right now, if you want to shoot it to me, I will get it to Matt and include you, so you'll have his contact info, and we can move forward. That being said, we have another potential scout project. I think we're trying to get some clarification on it, but I think it's on school property. Does that scout still need to come in front of town council? If it's on school property?
No, they would have to go to the school board.
Okay, but that's it, that's as far as we need to go. Okay.
Yeah.
And then technically, they wouldn't even have to come to us unless they're looking for support.
I assume that's middle school property, Greater Woods, is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else have any closing commissioner comments? Okay, I'll just remind what we said, remind people, listeners, what we said earlier today. So the invasive species event, that's at the library, May 17th, 10 through 12 at the Merrimack Public Library. And the seedling giveaway is May 10th, 9 a.m. through 12 at Courier Orchards. And that is all I have. Would someone like to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Andrew seconds. Okay, any discussion? None? Okay. All in favor? All opposed? All abstaining? Motion to adjourn passes 7-0-0. Meeting is adjourned at 8:27 p.m.